name is Kai, and this is my instructional video on how to build a collapsible hula hoop. I first want to thank Spinsters because a lot of my ideas came from them, and really I'm just sharing my take on the easiest way to make their design. So I'd like to start by showing you what it looks like once it's made. So this is the joint here. You can see this little cute flexible thing, so you can pull it. It's a little easier to do while you're looking at it. And so you can see there's a little, I forgot what that thing is called, but it's awesome. And it goes right in there, and it snaps. So that's what it'll look like when it's done. What you will need is whatever tubing you're going to use. It is 3/4 inch outer diameter, 5/8 inch inner diameter. Whatever your inner diameter is, if you're using 1 inch tubing, it's probably 3/4 of an inch. So whatever it is, you're gonna want to cut, or you're gonna want to buy the tubing that's the same size as your inner diameter. So I have this clear tubing that's 5/8 of an inch, which is the same as my inner diameter. You're also going to need these handy dandy guys, a quick release button connector. And this is straight leg here. You can also get a dog leg version. I didn't see any big difference. This is what I have right now, and this button is the tallest that they have. So you're also going to need a rivet gun. Rivet gun, oh, camera, there we go, rivet gun. Rivets, which that's a really big picture of them. They're really small, and that's, so you need that. You're going to need 2 drill bits, one 1/4 of an inch or a little bigger if you're using metric, I don't know exactly. And then the other one, 1/8 of an inch to make holes for the rivets. So the first thing you want to do is decide how big you want your hoop. But caution, do not cut the whole hoop and then try to measure thirds. Very difficult. Whoa. So I would suggest coming up with a general idea and drawing a little sketch, and then really cutting the pieces first, and then just sort of being happy with whatever size circle comes out. So I actually have a piece from another hula hoop that I've already made that I like. I like the size of it. So it's, I don't know, I'm 5'8", so it's this big. And so I took it and measured it along with my new tubing. I also cut my smaller tubing. I need 3 of them because I'm going to cut my hoop in thirds. So I've cut those to be the same size right in the beginning, so that the weight distribution is even, and so it looks nice. I use this pipe cutter to cut the stuff. It's really good. Some people think that it makes the plastic bend, but I never had that problem. I use this sometimes when I make steaks, and I also use this knife to pre-cut holes. Sharpie. So I have my hoop laid out on the ground here. You can see it. There's the one I made, and then here's the one that I am making. And so I have all my stuff laid out here to make sure that I don't make mistakes. And I'm going to start with this first joint. So you need to make sure that you have enough room in your joints to fit the entire button connector. See what I'm saying? Enough room so that it fits in. And then along with the rivet. So the first step is riveting in the connector to one side. I like to use my Sharpie and figure out figure out exactly how it needs to be. So let me. So once I've planned how deep the connector is going to go inside of the hoop, I make a little mark and I pull it out. And then I mark my other connectors the same way. Again, this is for weight distribution. I always put the longer part of the inner connector further into the hoop, just because I think it looks nicer whenever you're done. So your tubing is going to have a slight bend in it. That's fine. Just make sure that the bend is going along with the curvature of the hoop. So put that in there to my little mark there. So I like to do mine, my connectors on the very top. I don't know, you can experiment. I would not do it on the inside because it might scrape you while you're hooping. Just making a little indentation where I want my rivet. Alright, so next up is drilling, and I'm going to take my 1/8 inch and drill that puppy. There it is. Hole. So it should, when your rivet goes in, it should fit securely. This is a little bit loose, but it'll work just fine. There's different heads that go on to accommodate different sized rivets. So just push it in your hole there, if you can. Yeah, and then press until it snaps. Okay, once you hear it snap. Oh, I forgot, you're gonna need sandpaper too. Sandpaper. I just like to give a little sand to that rivet because, like I said, might poke ya. Should be fine though. We're gonna go ahead and do that to all three sides. Okay, so now I have all my hoops laid out. As you can see, each one has a rivet inside of it, so the pieces are going to fit together like that. So let's do this. So the next step is to make the holes for the button snap connectors. What I'm going to do is put the joints together, and what I'm looking for is that it lays flat on the ground. I don't want the hoop to bend like this. You don't want to create a hoop. So whenever you're doing this, don't just use the air, but go ahead and set it on the ground to get that flush line in the ground. And at this point, you know, if you have a little space, you know, in between here and between your pieces, you can go ahead and use this time to sand it down and get that perfect edge that you want. Look and see where the pieces actually connect. And in order to get the excess off, I'm just going to go ahead and draw some lines where they connect. And then I'm going to cut off those pieces there. You want a flat hoop, you want a planar hoop, does what we want so we get those good isolations. I like to get my Sharpie again and go ahead and just make a dot where I want the snap button to go. Again, I like to use the top. There's my rivet. Here's my where my button will be. And you can play with you know, where you want to position your rivet, but do not put your rivet here, or you will not have room for your button snap connector. You need to make room for this. This will get in the way. So again, looking for this. So I'm gonna take my knife, and then with them connected, keep these connected, these pieces. Go ahead and drill your pre-hole. So the pre-hole in the hoop. Be careful, because you know when you're working with a knife, there's always that chance you're gonna stab yourself. So try to keep your fingers out of the way, and try not to use your body as a workstation like I am doing. So once you got your pre-hole, it's time to switch drill bits. I'm going to switch drill bits to my 1/4 inch or slightly bigger. Okay, and then drill your hole. There it is, the hole, yay! Again, you're only going through one side. Don't go through both sides. Alright, so now you have that, just pull it apart and get the side with the extra tubing. Grab your Sharpie and your dog leg and your quick snap connector. Put the quick snap connector. Here's where the rocket science comes in. Put the quick snap connector inside. Sometimes you gotta give it a little bend right there. Not too much, not too much. Put it in there. Push that down. Once you have that, then you can take your Sharpie and shove it in. Try to get the moment of glory here, because this is what you're looking for. Oh, it should pop right out. I'm having to push my finger in, so that's not necessarily a great sign. If you have to, use that 1/4 inch drill and go around again, which I believe I won't do, but I'm gonna grab my pliers. There, okay. So the action is not quite what we'd expect. The button's not coming all the way up. So I'm just gonna pull back toward the outside, and that normally improves button quickness. Then we make sure everything's good with our other hoop and the holy side. We're gonna push them together. Click. There you are. Alright. So now you just have to do that on the other two sides. Make sure you're laying out your hoop. It's gonna save you from a lot of silly mistakes. Alright, so I've just completed the last of my joints, and I have my hoop laid out here the whole time. So I'm going to come back and put it together. One section is still together because I just drilled it together. So I'm going to listen for the click. Click. One more. Show the camera. Click. So that's your collapsible hula hoop. One thing I like to do is get my handy dandy stickers and place them different colors. That way, when you're hooping, you can easily tell which side goes to which. Oh, on this video, I'm not going to show you how to tape it I've done it both ways, taping sections, taping before doing the joints, so having the entire hoop taped, and then cutting it, and then cutting out holes. I don't know, I haven't perfected when to tape, but you can tell me.